Welcome into the Beat Sessions. I'm your host, Mitchell Weary. Let's talk about this new record from Stabbing Westward. It's entitled Chasing Ghost, and they released that on March 18th. It's the band's fifth studio album, and it follows up their 2001 self-titled release. You heard that correct. It's been over 2 decades since we've gotten an LP from these guys, and it's fantastic to have them back. Couple EPs in the last few years to get that creative energy going, and nice to have a little fresh output. But I love this record. I love that we finally have a new album from these guys, and certainly appreciate what they have brought to the table for industrial rock over the years. If you're old enough to remember the mid to late 90s, especially, you got 9 Inch Nails, Gravity Kills, Manson, Orgy. And Stabbing Westward, I feel, brought just as much to the table in that scene. These guys formed in the mid-'80s, and what I really admire about them, a lot of bands go through this, obviously, but it was a decade before they really attained any type of commercial success. So grinding it out, doing their thing, always have admired them for that. But from 94 to 2001, they put out 4 really solid records and really just dominate the scene. And it's been really fun preparing for this review because Stabbing Westward, I feel, is one of those bands that you mention the name and people are like, huh? And then you play 6, 8, 10 songs for them and you're like, oh yeah, I've heard every single one of these. Also, if you're old enough to to remember that time in the mid to late 90s, a big revival of horror films, and certainly I feel like Stabbing Westward was probably on every single one of their soundtracks. So I loved their influence there, and I love this style of music in general, but just Christopher Hall, his hooks, his melodies, there's just something about his voice that I absolutely adore. And, just when you combine that with just the thick pulsating grooves that they develop with that industrial feel, all the great electronics and guitar work, their sound can be really heavy and just big and chugging, or very light and ethereal. And I just feel like their music is in this beautiful place somewhere between heaven and hell. That's how I would describe it. I just pull up this album cover again. I mean, look at that picture. That's probably one of the most gorgeous album covers I've ever seen in my life. And I think that image beautifully captures the feel of this record. What is going on here? There's so much to love about this thing. So let's get into it. Starting with I Am Nothing, your opening track. Got this light industrial feel. Excellent hook on it. Really digging the melody on it. Leads into your second track, Damaged Goods. Lyrics are just so seething in this thing. They really he's angry. Love the chugging riff on this thing. Big solid atmosphere on this song. Leads into your third track, Cold. Smooth transition into this funky disco rocker. I really again, you talk about those grooves that they can settle into. And this is a song that I feel like DJs could remix, have fun with. You might hear this on the dance floor, depending on the club that you're going to. But I like the change of feel. I like the energy is great. It leads into Push, which nice transition here, and I wanted to bring that up too. The continuity of this record, the way one song transitions from another is excellent. You think about the energy of Cold and the way it leads into Push, and this is just a big, beautiful, epic rocker. I love this thing. I love the way the intro rides the bass riff. It's just absolutely incredible. Big soaring chorus. I like this song a lot. And what I noticed as I listened to this record, every song I listen to, I'm like, I think this is my favorite now. I think this is my favorite. And it just kept playing out like that. Your fifth song, Wasteland, shifts back into that industrial groove. And I love that change of pace again, back into that. Control Z, your sixth track, big chugging riff. Another groovy jam here. I really like the beat. It's it's just every single song you're listening to, you're just going to love that one more than the one you listened to before. Your seventh song is Crawl. Love the really slow roll on this thing. It starts off with kind of a mellow groove, but then it builds up and the coda, it just explodes. I really like the end of this song a lot. Dead and Gone is your eighth track, mid-tempo. Really like the verse blended with the chorus. And when that chorus kicks in, it kicks into high gear. And it feels so good. It feels old school as well. The Ghost is your ninth track, your penultimate track. This song is amazing. This might be one of the best songs that Stabbing Westward has written, period. That's all I'm going to say about it. I think you should just throw it on and listen to it. The track speaks for itself. It's a great way to lead into the end, which this is an interesting song. It's a big track. It's got a gentle intro. This thing slowly builds. It's got this kind of like Pink Floyd style to it. It's definitely got a bit of a psychedelic feel to it, an ambient jammed. And, the end, it feels kind of loaded here. These guys making a return. Is it just a quick comeback with one record? Who even knows? But I will say that even if I didn't love the music on this record so much, I would probably just buy it for the album cover and the artwork. But we are definitely going to vinyl please this thing. I'm really pleased with this record. Love the way it sounds. Hope you love the way it sounds as well, and I hope you find this review helpful. Please like this video, share it, subscribe to the channel, do all the things to help me blow this project up in 2022, and stay tuned throughout the week for more album reviews. We'll see you next time on the Beat Sessions.